the ancient Chinese proverbs say. Yeah. Let's get nasty. Previously on Kimba TV. The best way would be to come back down, tap, and then resume back up. Either that one or ideally that one, and that also lines up with the smaller time frame Fibonacci. So something like, well, this is possible, I guess. The yellow one is the one we really want. Perfect. Bugatti. Mic check. Are we Gucci? I gotta turn on the avatars. Let's get nasty, yo. How we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Happy FOMC Wednesday, y'all. We gonna get nasty. How many of y'all in a little juicy thangity thing? Let's go. Do you believe in the math? Who's believing in the math? Who's believing in the math, y'all?
I said, are you strong? They said, I'm strong.
Are y'all ready?
I said, we strong then.
I'm juicing. Latuche, motherfucker. The math is the math. Let's go. Bugatti boys. How we doing? Howell Shaw says Kimba brought the Vala. You know what it is, man. Everybody caught up on the highlights? What y'all think? You grab the single print, do you not? Get nasty. How we doing? Who juicing again? Y'all think we can get 45 today? Could today be the day, y'all? Math is mathin'. Everybody good? Brown B Santos, Raj 88, Liquidated, Bo Mana, Spectral Dragon, Morology, Split Poker, Pila, I'm Pure Mortal, De Kiku, Ela, what's going on? Furky, what's going on? Rem in the house, Crowlulu, Furky, Tony Stark, thank you for the resub. I see you, Tony Stark. Let's get nasty, y'all. Totia, what's going on? Morology says Sato wrecked also. What happened in Korea? He was in a short? The fuck is he doing? He shorted where we all longed? Oh my God. Is he playing with us? 42400.69? I'm not going to say anything. I got to close this. It's going to throw me off today. We're not going to watch Sato today. It's going to throw us off, y'all. That's crazy. That's crazy, right? Oh my God, man. I don't know how many times we drew it like this. Bugatti. And you know what I'm going to say, right? You know what the most important thing is? Remembering if they actually grab the single prints or not. Felt like it wasn't going to grab it. They eventually get it, right? Let's get nasty, y'all. Who juicing? Everybody juicing. Quit playing with me. Toad420 says ETH BTC looking for a thang. I haven't looked at ETH BTC at all. And I don't need to. Ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, this Soto. Should I go short now? Please don't tell me to rewind China number 1.
Ladies and gentlemen. Talk to me. Math enjoyers, talk to me. You see why I'm just trying to be patient, y'all? You see why I'm trying to be patient, Bugatti boy? Get nasty with me, man. Almost. Yeah, ETH BTC, we're almost there, man. After 2 years of waiting. Let me turn on the, hold on. Yeah, but it's just a continuation off of yesterday, if you remember. We already talked about this long, did we not? We already talked about the long. We said how it's got to tuck right back in. You can actually kind of see it on the 30-minute candle. Remember when we had this line? You can kind of see rejected, rejected. This one first. This one finally had a candle body close above. This one broke back and then closed above. That's literally structure-wise like what you would want to see. Reject, reject, acknowledge, breakthrough, body close is inside. This one stays. So that's bullish structure, right? Dink, 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 dink. So far, so good. And then you know we doing this. You know we doing this math. We doing this math. Y'all Gucci. Y'all Gucci. The math is the math, y'all. You know what it is. I'm juicing. I'm juicing. Baby Kimba. Daybad says, damn, I got round tripped from my short. That's okay, Daybad. The thing is, brother, you knew that it was potentially going to happen and you committed to it. And so the question that you want to ask yourself is, do I want to do anything differently next time? Do I want to shave a little bit of profit next time? You know, and that's how you establish your home run protocol. There's no right or wrong. So the only thing that matters, brother, is what do you want to do differently next time? Can you improve? Does it make sense for me to close a short like from a mathematical standpoint? Do you remember when I was talking about the risk reward of getting into a long and how this if I don't get this long, there's really no more longs if it goes beyond 40, like if it makes a higher high. I was talking about how it doesn't make sense from a mathematical standpoint having a long entry above 43.8 if my TP is 45. So if you do the math, you tell me if it makes logical sense. If I really wanted to close my short, I should have done it back at 40 or 41, not at 43.5 when I'm going to start thinking about shorting 45, 46. So the logic has been explained, but you got to do what you got to do, though. Okay? It's always going to come down to this. If you're not juicing, it's not because you didn't get the copy trade or you missed my long or you missed the short with me. It's because you don't know what you're doing. So it's not so much like, hey, did you close your short or hey, did you not? Just understanding why would be much more helpful for you. If you're kind of able to follow along, I'm trying to kind of explain how I'm thinking and why I'm doing my thangity thing. I thought the long was 11.3. I didn't get fulfilled. Yes, technically, if it went all the way to the 7.5 and 7.86, it would have been like 11.5. Yes. Jazzy boy, Kimba, are you out of your short? Oh my God. Should I just be like, yes? Bowman says, you're a baller for sticking to your plan. Mad respect. Yeah, for better or for worse, for right or wrong, for more or less profit. And then Hollow Squad and everybody else. Everybody understands that this is FOMC today, right? So do you remember Hollow Squad when we talked about how we could slowly creep up to 45, 46? The FOMC numbers come out. It's a violent scam wick through 45, 46, swing fail pattern, and then start going down. Or if you're bullish, you might get that scam wick down to fill you on the long for the move back up, right? So whether you're in a long or short, we should all be mentally prepared to get round tripped. Do you have a plan if you do get round tripped? And are you anticipating an initial debate scam wick, right? Some of y'all might be bullish, but you're going to anticipate a scam dump first. Some of y'all might be bearish, but you're anticipating a scam pump first. Let's get after it, y'all. Y'all ready? Are you ready for the tank? Are you ready for the tank? All right. Is everybody good to go? Is everybody caught up on the plans? Exclamation YouTube. All right. Because you know what it's going to be like, right? I don't want anybody asking me, hey, should I enter? Should I enter? We got a little hedge. We got a little baby hedge long. You know what it is from the remnants of yesterday's plan. The math is the math. Do you remember when we had those single prints down there? And we were talking about this long, and we went swing high, swing short. Do you remember when some of your brothers and sisters were asking about, what about 42.4? What about 42.5? And I was the one that was saying I would rather get in at 42.6. So I was a little bit more aggressive about entering earlier than trying to, nitpick the bottom. So we identified the level, right? Single print. Sweep. Single print. And Fibonacci levels. Okay? So identified the leveling. Done. Okay, so what would you want to see? Well, like clearly this is a bullish trend. So how about we see a hidden bull div, which means that it's resuming the original trend. Oh, so there's a hidden bull div on the 1 hour. Okay, Gucci Magucci. And then if you zoom in on that actual pivot on the smaller time frame, you actually have a regular bull div. So the levels, the single prints, and now you've got an edge. You have a 15-minute regular bull div inside of a 1 hour hidden bull div. Doesn't get any easier. Literally everything that we talked about. On top of that, CVD, open interest went down. Alrighty. So yeah, exclamation YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, the math is the math. Alrighty. Always Long says, wow, beautiful. Tried the long yesterday night and didn't take another shot this morning. Yeah, that's okay. Did you hear how I did it? Always Long. Somebody was asking, and like me and Mandela, we were laughing because I actually did it blind because I had that 6-hour flight and I was sleeping basically. Yeah, but any questions? It's all shit that we talked about. I don't really know if we need to go back and reverse engineer it. Everybody sees the 1 hour hidden bull div, right? Everybody sees the 15-minute regular bull div. Everybody can pull the swing high, swing low fib, right? Everybody knows where the single prints are. So yesterday, we literally talked about grab the single print and get back inside. Those were your two longs, right? Those are your two longs that we said. And then we talked about edge, right? You got a failed auction right there. You had the div, you had the edge, and even the shit that we normally talk about. If you're in an uptrend, what do you want to see? You probably want to see a hidden bull div, right? If you're in a downtrend, then you want to see a hidden bear div. But identify the levels, wait for and be patient for the edge to develop, and you had multiple areas where you could have taken it. You could have taken it here. So let me turn this off. Set the support, try to sell. That's a failed auction. At that level, it's back in, go. Grab the single prints. That's your level. You lose it. This is a regular bull div on the smaller time frame and also holding the hidden bull div. You have a failed auction. Back inside, fly. Really, it's not only did we talk about TPs yesterday, brother, but you have to understand that this is when I was like, oh man, we might need to long. These days, if you watch these days highlights from January 16th, you can hear me start to talk about, oh boy, we might need to start longing 38, 39, 40. Okay? And I took a long at 39.6 and got stopped out. But when we were talking about longing here these days, we were talking about 45, 46. When I got into the long at 39.6, we were talking about 45, 46. And you have to understand how my bias is slightly changing and adjusting. I hope that makes sense, brother. So I could tell you 45, 46, but it's really not so much about like random numbers per se. Are you able to adapt and read the data correctly? Do you understand why I'm not closing my short? So make sure you like understand the bigger picture. 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Bugatti money. The numbers are out. Analyzing. Here we go. Cement tech analysis going off. You know what it is. Debate. Here we go. Get nasty. The math is the math, ladies and gentlemen. Get it. Here we go. 5-5, y'all. You know what that means. Shout outs to the E55 AMG. Let's go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. The math is the math. Yeah. Yeah. Press conference in 30 minutes. We're about to see it together, y'all. Math is mathin', math is mathin'. Latuche, motherfucker, the math is the math. Get nasty. Get nasty. Oh, pixel. Math. Okay. All right. Well, I'm on the Federal Reserve YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So we'll watch this press conference together. But U plus me equals us. Everybody knows calculus? Here we go. Damn, he should have like a walk-in music. Damn, right into the script, y'all. All right, let me be quiet. Math. The math is the math. Let's get nasty. Let's get nasty. The math is the math. Let's get nasty. Let's get nasty. Juicing. Latuche, motherfucker. The math is the math. Quit playing with me, y'all. Let's go. Let's go, Latuche. 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 Let's go. Come on. Shimon. Shimon Lee. All right, FOMC press conference is over, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go Latuche up and try to regain some of the brain cells we lost. 38 minutes until market close, y'all. Everybody Gucci? So 30-minute candle closes. Everybody sees that, right? Not too difficult, hopefully. We already know about the poor low. We have that. I'm sure you guys have the fibs, right? Sure you guys have this. Shout outs to longers. Shout outs to shorters. Do your thing. We're all looking at the same shit. ETH, BTC. Getting nasty, doing math. All right, here we go. I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. 35 minutes left until markets close. Happy Wednesday, y'all. What a day, what a week, what a month. All right, we got a long stream ahead. I'm going to kick it with you guys until daily candle close if y'all are nasty. Maybe even a little bit past it. But I do have my work call in about 35, 40 minutes. Get nasty, y'all. Let's go. Let's get nasty. Let's get nasty. See what this looks like on the smaller time frame, y'all. It's straight fibbing, straight fibbing. You guys, you gotta love that, y'all. Jank, 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 pivot. Seeing it live, y'all. Motherfucker, the math is the math. The math is the math. Dink, 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 pivot. Seeing it live, y'all. Dink, 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 dink. Math. I'm going to keep it back on the 15-minute. Roger that. Mosley says small recap. Ong Luke says recap, please. Sure. Gather around, Lions. Gather around. And real quick, some of this stuff, as we get closer to daily candle close, which is in 2 hours, it's going to become less and less relevant, right? You guys saw how like S&P finished today? And look at the way that the option flow came in the rest of the day. Friday is going to be volatile. Some of the biggest orders on these is for Friday. You can see the 2 days. So Friday is going to be exciting too because it's the weekly. Ooh, yeah. Okay, hold on. We're going to bump that in a little bit. Well, first things first, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do the recap right now, but the organic thought process, the narrative, is obviously is going to be a little bit better. So exclamation rewind, I would always suggest that. That being said, we have levels identified, right? So I would always say the same thing, and I would always start it off with the same thing. I want you guys to get time-based, so TPO, value ranges. That means your value area high, value area low, point of control. Single prints, any sort of imbalances. Same thing for volume, value area high, value area low. You guys know how to do that. Fixed range, volume profile, right? Point of controls, et cetera, et cetera. And then Fibonacci, swing high, swing low. And so the levels themselves haven't really changed too much. We have the weekend poor low, and we have the sweep level, right? This is the sweep level. That's the sweep level. That's the sweep. Okay, makes sense? Just on the smaller time frame, you have a clear uptrend support line. So when in doubt, just go to opens and closes, go to line, and then you can clearly see that's the line. And so you probably don't even need me to say it, but what is that? What the fuck? And we were talking earlier about don't get bearish on the penetration, get bearish on the bearish retest. It feels like it's mathing, y'all. Kind of feels like it's mathing. The other thing to kind of remember, like historically speaking, and we saw this last week too, is it's hard to, or should I say it's rare you leave a range without grabbing all the poor lows and all the poor highs. And so that doesn't fully guarantee that you're going to go grab that. But if it does go and grab that, and if it looks bullish, that would be my next long entry. Okay? Again, we don't have a guarantee that it's going to go down there. And so let's talk about like the bullish side. So if it does continue on the smaller time frame, continue to be bearish, you know, if it's a swing fail or a failed auction at 41.3, I would think about longing or closing the short down there. But we've been identifying that level for quite some time, so it's really not a surprise, right, ladies and gentlemen? That's that weekend low that we've been talking about, and even starting on this day, we were like, we would take that sweep. Okay, but the other thing too is it's Macaulay Culkin hour right now, so it's hard to trust anything that it does. And you would still want to be aware of, some sort of like failed auction and get back in. It could any sort of reclaiming, bull div, Aquaman's trident. You should try to spend time down there below this line, and if you can get above it and stay above it, then that's bullish. Okay, but that's pretty. I feel like that's just math. 30-minute candle closes in 21 minutes. Okay. That's it. I still have my short open. I don't have my hedge long anymore. It got stopped out in tiny profit once again. And yeah, my next hedge long, I might even close the whole thing, my whole short there, but it's going to have to be a bullish edge. Alrighty, so any questions? Glazia says, you're not going to stream on Friday, right? I don't think so, brother. But I'll be posting shit in Kimba's Den in the Discord. And we still have tomorrow all day. I'll try to stream long tomorrow too. But, you know, all the shit that I'm doing, Glazius, y'all can do. And I'm not the only one. I'm not doing anything special. So even if I'm not streaming, you should be in the Discord. And you should be in PSG, Public Stream Gang Stand Up. And you should be working together. Most of the veterans and OG Lions can do all this shit that I just did. And none of this is really that complicated, right? And then we have 16 minutes on this Pixel fucking 30-minute candle close. Are we good, ladies and gentlemen? And I think earlier, I forget who it was, but somebody was also talking to me about like a longing scenario here. And we talked about whether it's a failed auction or a like that, right? Which, I mean, on the smaller time frame, that's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. So again, whether it's that on the 5-minute or whether it's this on the 30-minute, you know, conceptually, you turn that, we fly. Always Long says, what would make you think we will go higher than 45, 46K if we bounce from 35.8 or 38.5? You know that's a CME poor low, right? If we sweep and get back above 38.5, it's all level to level. Level, level, level. So if that isn't a sweep structure, if it is a sweep structure, I would long it. If it's not, then the next level that I would think about longing would be back down 38.5. And that would actually be classic of my 39.6 long because there's a lot of retail longs here in like this zone. And that's pretty obvious, right? Everybody can see it. And you have a CME poor low. So just like how, if this is truly the range, you're not going to leave this range until you grab all poor lows. You're not going to leave this range until you grab all the poor lows. So this is the 45, 46 ceiling. Since we didn't grab that, I don't think we're going to go above 45, 46. So for me, there's no right or wrong. For me, if we grab this and we get above 38.5, then yes, 52 is probably what's going to happen. But we already talked about that before too, always long. I'm not just pulling it out of my ass right now. So when we longed 39.6, we were talking about, okay, if they save this, they're going to save it for later, and then that would be indicative of this range. You know, if we grab this, then we could probably sweep this and go 45, 46. But if we go like, and then we do that, then I would not be shorting 45, 46. It's NSW says, have a good night, Lions. Hey, have a great night. And it's NSW. Thank you for stopping by, man. Love you, brother. I'm still here for like 30, 40 more minutes. I really, really, really want to see the 41,300 like interaction, right? I'm going to try to kick it as long as I can, but at some point it's going to get a little bit goofy and I can't be trying to go to the gym at like 9:30, you know, drinking pre-workout. But I feel like we've talked sufficiently enough about the 41.3. Is everybody good on that? Anybody with like ATR and bigger Fibonacci range, you know, putting in blind limits, or are most people trying to wait for a structure? I'm gonna wait for a structure. I'm gonna do my best, and I would love to get in. Okay, we talked about like what kind of open interest level that I would want to see when I'm off. And when the stream is still running, it's going to be on EXO, which is watching the Bybit open interest delta. So keep an eye on that as well. Okay. And most likely it's going to be a hedged long. Okay, if I see a complete deterioration of the Binance open interest, then I would consider closing out all of my short. I'm looking at this 41,360 as a potential sweep. Okay, Aritodo. So there is a chance that it's a 41.3 long. But if that 41.3 doesn't sweep, if it doesn't do a swing fail pattern, like something like this, it's going to lose it and then tuck right back in. If it doesn't do some sort of bullish structure, or if it doesn't do a failed auction, if those two things don't make sense, don't worry about it. Okay, but if it doesn't look bullish, the next place that I would think about longing would be around the 38.5. That would also have to be a sweep. And I think that's going to be a big sweep. I think it could go to all the way to like 37,000 or something and then tuck back in. Maybe it's a failed auction. Okay, and if that doesn't work, then I'm going to get my full rotation and I'm going to get the 31, 32, 33K. So that's how I would take it, just level by level. Here's ETH BTC on the 4-hour. So there's the div that I'm watching right now. Would love one more. One more. And then I'm hoping that also plays out on this as well. You can kind of see it already, kind of forming. Just a little bit more. So whether you longed there or not, or whether you're going to believe it's bullish or not, this is the most important thing. When price gets super close to a TPO point of control, usually taps it. That's all you have to remember. And so you can be patient next time on a long, or depending on how high it bounces back up, maybe you close your thing. We have another one up there. Some people were going to short this red line. What do you think this zone is right here? Are you surprised? Anyways, you're good. You don't really need me, ladies and gentlemen. You've got the math kind of guiding you. Do your best and try to figure out if longs are closing, are shorts closing, are they getting trapped, the open interest, and there's a reason why I leave it on this shit. So somebody had a great question. Are there any longs that you could chase? Yes, there's many. We could get right back inside this line, tap that thing, come back, and that could be. Watch. This. Right? All right. And then, obviously that's if this crawls back inside.
Motherfucker, the math is the math.
If you have significant candle closes below, well, I'm not going to think about longing until we see a sweep of 41.3. And so if you see open interest, like if you see net long opening, you're going to know that somebody opened a long on that candle. Okay? If open interest goes up, all right, here, right now, okay? Let's just say that for the next couple of candles, let's say that I end the stream and it goes, and it just kind of crabs. But you see longs opening. You know that there's a whole bunch of longs trapped here, okay? You might not know, you might not be able to zoom in and see the exact price that they got in at. But if you see this go ding, 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 just crabbing sideways, and you see longs opening, right? And then you see the price make a lower low, okay? But you do not see the open interest declining, which means that all those longs that open there have not closed yet, and therefore they are now trapped. They are underwater. Okay? That's the easiest way that I can explain it. But if you see the shit like crabbing, right, and you see open interest going up and up and up, that means that longs are opening in this range, okay? If it makes a lower low and the open interest doesn't collapse back to a net neutral level, that means that they still have it open, right? Okay, something like that. Just do your best, brother. We can go over it more tomorrow if you want to. You know what it is, ladies and gentlemen. All right, hey, longers, I'm rooting for you, man. I hope you understand that. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. Bulls, bears, we're all lions. Fuck you, market maker. Fucking believable. Yo, 10-hour stream and they do this shit the last 30 seconds. My goodness. Schwiggity, schwiggity, schwaggity, schwaggity, y'all. All right, at least y'all are prepared. Lord have mercy. You can't make this up, y'all.
Shape, motherfucker. The math is the math.
All right, longers, I'm rooting for you. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. Bulls, bears, we're all lions, right? Market makers, my lions are good to go, so joke's on you. All right, Sato, tell them what happens if they don't use stop loss, y'all. Sato, tell them what happens if they don't use stop loss or if they try to front run a pattern.
Hot chase!